Hey guys, what's going on? Jim the Owl here. Welcome to Wayfinder Wednesday episode 7. We're going to have a little bit of a talk about the new content drop. I've done all 4 main campaign missions, all 3 side missions, 2 bosses, and an expedition, and I think I have the right to kind of have a little discussion about it. First things first, let's just throw it out the gate. There is a actual journey through the content drop coming out. It was just took me a lot longer than I thought it would to do all this stuff with a certain side quest I'll get into in a minute, which is killed a lot of time and made me realize this is going to be a lot longer of a journey video, and it deserves its own video because of that. Definitely not like the last one. It's not short, sweet, and simple. There's a lot of stuff to do with this content drop, so I want to give it its own time slot instead of Wayfinder Wednesdaying it and not giving it its own little thing, because it definitely deserves its own little thing. But I do want to give it a little bit of a discussion about it now. Let's start with the main missions. The main missions themselves are fine. I didn't see a problem with a single one of them. The first one you do get is a bit of a buggy mess because of it telling you where all the pillars are, but you can't activate them in any order. You've got to do them in a certain order, so it gets a bit confusing there, but overall everything is fine. One of the new additions they have added is the triple infuse, but the only one you can't do at the moment is the shadow imbuement, and I can't lie, I don't like this at all. This is the one thing from the content drop that I am not a big fan on in the slightest. This shit hurts my eyes, is appalling to go through, and is just tedious and annoying. They give you a torch, and this is the only way you can traverse the area while it's in the 3-stack shadow imbuement. You have to go around with this torch and clear out sections so that you can recharge your torch. Taking damage of any sort will make you drop the torch, and there's a delay from when you can pick it up. Dropping the torch will make the area shrink, meaning that you just have such a fucking headache trying to get through this area. It messes with your eyes so bad trying to traverse this. This might just be a me problem, but it generally did hurt my eyes trying to get through the 3-stack shadow imbuement with the way it looks. I'll have it on screen so you can kind of get a feel for what it's like and what it looks like. I'm not a big fan of this, and I'm hoping the other 3-stack imbuments, when they do show up, aren't as gimmicky as this and have a bit more depth to them without being eye-bleedingly, disgustingly sore. I just don't like it at all. Then there's the 2 bosses. Wormwood, which is a giant boy who summons ads. He's not very difficult. He's the easiest boss of the 2 to down. I don't have a problem with him, however. He still has difficulty and will hurt you if you let him. He's just a big giant boy, which normally equates to an easier fight. And yeah, he's fine. I haven't got a complaint. He's just a tall lad and does damage and summons ads. The ads can get annoying. I haven't tried soloing him yet, so that might be a contention point to see how easy is soloable, but we'll get there when we get there. Reaver King, however, is a difficult fight on a group with cooperation needed to get through it. Or solo, it's a lot easier and a lot more manageable, but I'll explain why now. The Reaver King is very simply a 2-man boss fight. First phase, you start just fighting him. Second phase, he gets on his bear. And third phase, he just gets off the bear, and now they are 2 different health bars. Killing one doesn't kill it completely and lets the other res it, so you've got to get both of them considerably low because you don't have a lot of time from when one is down to reviving the other, so you got to be quick. And in a public lobby, trying to do this in a pub, it is the absolute most depressing thing ever, because people won't listen to you, / probably don't even look at the chat, because who the fuck uses the chat, and they will just try and down one as fast as possible, and you end up in a never-ending loop of them downing the wrong boss so that it gets healed, and then you've got to try and do the health equation all over again. It's just annoying. If I would do it the first time in a group and then go solo it after that. It's definitely one that is just much more palatable and manageable solo, but it's difficult, and you will probably take a few downs to him. He's not the easiest thing ever, and I want more bosses like this going forward. He does not play around, and he will down you very easily at a moment's notice if you position yourself wrong or dodge wrong in any way. These moves hurt. With that being said, I do enjoy the Reaver King. I just don't think I'll ever be doing it publicly again. The side quests are just the same old side quests we've been doing with a bit more story emphasis again. I'm kind of liking the world building that's going on in the game, except from one side quest that I can't stand and I hope I never have to repeat ever again. The engineer is one. He gives you a set of rings to go collect. Now, on its own, it's not terrible, but there's no wave markers. That happens sometimes, but you have to do some clue searching. He gives you a piece of paper. Reading this piece of paper will give you what you need to find. This quest absolutely stinks, man. One or two of the rings are random spawns, so even if you figure it out, you'll start second guessing yourself, going, maybe I got it wrong because the ring's not here. Let me explain a little. So, the piece of paper will say something like, eights of spades, queen of something, shine the light, or whatever. And you gotta go do the spider boss with a solar imbuement. I couldn't figure that out. I had to go on the Discord. But the thing is that some people are saying you need 2 imbuments, some people say you need 1 imbuement, and it becomes a bit of a crack shot of which ones you need 2, which ones you need 1 for. The one that is in high contention at the moment is 1 ring requires you to go to the pit, but have a 2 times chaos imbuement, but that is not hinted at all for times 2 imbuement. So you're just taking a guess, a leaping guess into it. And it feels a lot like they wanted you to go in 1 chaos imbuement. That's not right. 2 chaos imbuement. Oh, that's right. So we'll go with that one. One of the things I don't like is it doesn't work completely, because the one that you have to find in the Reaver Woods is a random spawn, which requires 2 shadow imbuments. Now, it's a random spawn. So you could put 1 shadow imbuement in, doesn't show up. 2 in, doesn't show up. Now you're questioning yourself. Is it even a shadow imbuement? Is this the right level? Do I need to do something else? Is there a special way to get it to spawn? It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. These rings were the worst thing I've ever had to try and go through. It is terrible. I don't like this one at all. Personally, in my humble opinion, and I know some people will say that the mystery is the part of the progress, but when you're going to do stuff like that, I would have it so, let me figure out where the item is. So let's say, for example, it's in the pit, 2 shadow imbuments, or Reaver Woods, 2 shadow imbuments. When I go in, then put a wave marker down to show me where the item is. I figured out what the riddle was telling me, then point me to where the item actually is after I figured out the riddle, so that I know I did it right, and I can go from there. I think that is probably one of the better ways to do it, and I hope that's how they do it going forward, because this riddle mission was an absolute fucking nightmare to do, and I don't think a lot of people are finding it enjoyable. But overall, everything so far is great. I can't wait to get my hands on some of the weapons. That's like the biggest thing for me. I just need to get the weapons unlocked and going. But other than that, I've really enjoyed this content patch. I hope to see more people out there on the, I don't even know what it's called, the planes, the Wayfinderies. I don't know what the world is called. But I've enjoyed it. The world building and the quests I've started to pay more attention to, and I'm starting to enjoy that a lot more. The 2 new bosses are also step up from the bosses we had in base game, so it shows that they are knowing what they're doing and they're stepping it up more and more and more. So that is huge. I'm glad we're getting better quality bosses, and I can't wait to see what the future brings. Season 2 should probably be the next big patch, so I'll have a new character to play with and a whole new slew of things coming in Season 2. These kind of patches I'm hoping are the future of the game, not the small diddy ones that give me like 2 side quests or an event. Event patches are perfectly fine, by the way. I don't mind event patches, just not small ones when the game is lacking in content. But this should be the norm for a quick minute, and then we can start getting the event patches in and stuff, and having other things to do. I think we should be doing big patches until we get to raids, when my actual end game content is available. But that's besides the point. That's a different discussion for a different day and a different video. I just wanted to talk about this, and I do think this is a step in the right direction. Definitely an improvement on the base game. Anyone who plays now from start to finish will have a complete story from beginning to end, which is nice, and they will have a leap in difficulty, which is, depending who you are, kind of meh. These new weapons are going to feel like an achievement to unlock for me, because the bosses are like a bit harder, more difficult, so unlocking the weapons are a nicer achievement to have instead of just plowing through the same boss, one-hitting it over and over again. Overall, just love the patch, and I'm glad I got to play it. I'm glad I get to play it more, and I will be up with the journey video when I've got the weapons and tried them out, and that will be the last bit of the journey video I have left to get recorded. So I'm making moves on that. Other than that, there's not much else. I might as well plug the other stuff going on the channel. There is another Dark Souls video coming out because we've had it a while since we've had one of those in the style of the Lords of the Fallen video, as well as I'm going to put a Heroes of the Storm video out at some point, so stay tuned for that. What did you guys think of this content patch? Was it a good one? Was this mid-season content drop good enough for you, or do you want more, or do you think they are going too far forward without fixing what's behind them? I'd like to know what your opinions is in the comments down below. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all enjoy the Wayfinder experience, have good grinds, good drops, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.